Hello and welcome to day 16 of our Healthy Core and Yoga Flow Yoga Challenge series or offering, or it could really be used however you like to use it. Today we have reached a pose called Matsyendrasana, which is a twisty, turny pose. So we will incorporate some of the twists in our core section or some crossing the midline, and then we'll have a little yummy sequence into a twist where we get to unleash stagnant energy in our spine, in the hips, in the shoulders, so we can change our vibrations to a different wavelength and feel really great and uplifted afterwards, and be ready to receive new energies and new frequencies that are meant just for us in our journey here on planet Earth. So I think we all could use a little bit of that. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's take a comfortable seat on our yoga mat. Let's sit nice and tall on our sit bones. Outer layers are soft, inner body is nice and bright just by hugging our skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and then organically extending out from there. Really in any pose that we're doing, seated, standing, or even laying down. It's like a nice pulsation of soft energy flowing through all layers. So we'll embody that for our sequence today by first and foremost taking our palms together in front of the heart and joining our voices in one Om to start our practice. Take a nice big inhale. And release the hands and open the eyes, and we'll start with our cat-cow to wake up the stagnant energy in our spine and make sure that we have a nice even flow going through all vertebrae, all the way from the seat up towards the top of the neck. Spread your fingers nice and wide, knees and hips are stacked, toes are tucked under, and shoulders and wrists are stacked. Arch your spine up towards the sky, starting to move in towards the deeper layers, and exhale, release to neutral, and exhale, inhale, bring it all the way up, empty the air all the way out, and releasing, coming back to center. And again, 3 more times. Have a nice full roll of the spine up towards the sky, and exhale, bringing it back down to neutral, and exhale, bring it all the way up, releasing any stagnant energy, helping our digestive system to stay nice and pure and clean by just hugging that midline, organs in and up, giving them a nice massage. Exhale, release, and we'll do 1 more. Exhale, bring the spine all the way up towards the sky, and exhale, take it all the way down to neutral and come onto our backs. And we'll start our journey with elbow to knee, just a little twisty turny for our abdominals, for our organs, and for the spine. Let's take the feet wide apart, feet flat on the floor, vacuum suck the belly all the way in and leave it there as best as we can. Keep the hips nice and stable so that we are using our abdominal muscles. I'm going to take my feet a little bit further out, and you might do so as well. Just make sure to keep that lower back onto the mat and using the deeper core muscles. Sometimes just laying here is plenty. If you feel up for it, then the next is that we're going to take elbow to knee and put it back down and switch an elbow to knee. And we have our 20 sets, so we'll keep going. That was down to 18 and 17, and we roll up and twist and turn, take the elbow to the inside of the knee and give a little hold, like a micro hold there, to make some memory for our abdomen and for all of the muscles, helping us to move our body up and down. And we'll do 15 more here. We'll just keep on twisting and turning using the core. 14 and 13 and 12 and 11. We'll just exhale and inhale, vacuum sucking the belly in, keeping that lower back nice and plugged in. You should be feeling a little something by now into your belly. If not little, maybe a lot. 8 more. I can sure feel this. And 7 more. Having a good time. 6 more. Inhale and exhale. 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And it should be a nice fluid feeling for the whole front of the belly. And bring it back down. Take a little pause. And we are going to do the same thing, but with straight legs up towards the sky. So we can still have the feet bent right here, the knees bent and the feet flat and the lower back in towards the floor, or we can walk the feet out and coil in and release the hands out, alternating the hands up towards the foot. So we can take it outside the foot and twisting and turning. So just extend the legs a little bit further than with fully bent knees like before. And here we go. Arm to outside of the foot. And 16 more right here on each side. 15. And 14. Really bringing the energy in towards the spine, twisting and turning, lifting it up, exhaling on the way up, inhaling on the way down, vacuum sucking the belly all the way in and up as we keep crossing the arm outside of the opposite leg. And we'll do 10 more here, about, and 9 more. Keep that lower back in towards the floor. 8 more. And 7 more. 6 more. Really extend that arm up to the outside of the ankle. 5. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And bring it all the way back down and stretch your legs. I hope you feel something really juicy going on in the belly. That would be great. A little nice stimulation for all the organs, a nice big massage. Take the feet together. Take your right ankle over your left knee, and we're going to take the knees up and down, or just simply lifting that left foot and squeezing the lower belly, and keep lifting for another 15 here. Just lower and lift. 14, 13, keep that lower back on towards the floor. So there's like a big lower belly lift in and up, and like a resistance of putting the foot down. 10 more. 9 more. 8, 7, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. And switch legs, second side. Give yourself a little pause, and then make sure that that lower back is glued in towards the mat, and then we lift it up and down for the health of the lower back and for making sure that we're helping our organs to stay within its nice place inside of the belly and not letting them kind of float out and cause pain for the lower back. Nice, stable core, Moving the leg up and down. Exhale up, inhale back down. And 15 more. Just lower and lift. Keeping that lower back in towards the wall, in towards your yoga mat. Exhale and inhale. And 10 more. 9 more. 8, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2 more, and 1 more right here. Bring it back down. Take a little pause, do a little windshield wiper, side to side. You should feel a little lighter and brighter already in the energy fields around us and into our physical body just by moving some stagnant energy from yesterday that might have occurred. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe you're just feeling awesome, which is fantastic. That's the whole goal with these 30 days of yoga. Take the arms out to the side. Take your legs up into tabletop. And from here, we are just going to tip our legs side to side. And we're going to keep the shoulder blades onto the floor. So it might be a small tip like me, or you might have the mobility and the core strength to tip your legs further down. Keep those shoulder blades on towards the floor, onto your mat. And we'll just take it side to side. We have about 15 more. And 14, 13, using that side of the waist, obliques, to really help us stay nice and stable here. Knee aligned over knee. 10 more, 9 more, 8 more, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, keeping that lower belly lifted in and up. 1 more each side, and gently bring it back up and take your knees into the chest. And we have our beloved dead bug extensions, opposite arm, opposite leg, to really link the upper lower body, crossing midline and all those things. So let's take the knees up over the hips and arms straight up. Pull the lower belly in and glue the lower back on towards the mat. Keep the hips nice and even. And I know by now you know all that and it feels pretty at home and happy. But the deeper we come into the layers, the more we feel it always. So either we stay here or we roll up for a little pulse for 20. And 19. Lower back in towards the floor. 17. A nice pulsing. 16. And 15. You can have your head down at any time. 14. This is the last healthy core exercise for today. 13. And 12. 11. And 10. And then with the last 10, we'll take into our just opposite arm and leg. Lower back on towards the floor. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more for good measure. And take it up and bring it all the way in. Excellent. From here, let's roll up and come to downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spreading the fingers, tucking the toes, pedaling in towards the back of the heels. Finding your downward facing dog. And coming high up on your toes, tipping your heels over to the right side, stretching in towards the left side of the waist. And gently coming up and over to the second side, pressing your palms down, extending the whole right side of the waist, and then gently coming back, pedaling right heel, left heel down, moving about the energies from the feet through the ankles, knees, and hips after being on our back. From here, come all the way to tabletop again, hands and knees and toes are tucked under. From here, let's come up onto the fingers and take our right arm up towards the sky. Big, wide open, pull the lower belly in, stabilize into the core, and then exhale, take your right arm underneath your left and come into a twisted needle version or twisted child's pose version, coming onto a nice shoulder stretch on the right side, twisty turny all the way from that right hip towards the right shoulder. Left arm can come up to the sky, and you can put your left arm behind you, and you can go find your inner thigh, twisting and turning in towards the shoulder, breathing in towards the neck. A few more breaths right here, and gently bring it all the way back up. Come into tabletop. Come up onto your fingertips and take the left arm all the way up towards the sky. Lift the whole left side of the waist and come into a shoulder opening into a twist in a prone form. Twisting into the shoulders, stretching into the neck, all the way from your hips to the armpits to the shoulders. You can lift your right arm up, or you can take it behind you. You can find your left inner thigh. Finding what works the best for you in your twist. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Make your way back to tabletop and come to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread the fingers. Drop your energy from earth, into the bottom of the hands, in through the arms, and purifying through the shoulders, through the side of the waist. From here, look between the hands, come up on the toes, bend the knees, take a step or a hop over towards the hands. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. Press the feet, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky, and hands to the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up for version of our sun salutations. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale through all layers of the body. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. Take a little pause right here. Do a little vacuum suck into the belly and stay nice and connected to the core. Take the knees to the floor and come all the way down. Widen your fingers, elbows to the sky. Inhale to your cobra, low cobra, high cobra, any one that works for you. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs. And exhale, release. Bring it all the way back down. Push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. One breath. And then inhale back up to downward facing dog, keeping the energies moving. Take your feet all the way together and sweep your right heel up to the horizon. Pull the lower belly in. Take your right knee to your right elbow and bring it back up. Take your knee to your left elbow, bring it back up, and then step your foot between the hands. High crescent lunge. Grow nice and tall from your feet up through the legs. Inhale, sweeping it all the way up. Lift your heart, your chest, your lungs, and take your hands behind you. Interlace. Roll the shoulders up and back. And you can keep your hands onto your sacrum. You could lift your arms towards the back to sweep a little bit more energy through the chest, through the shoulders, through the neck, the throat. And exhale, release. Arms all the way back up. for a nice big high crescent lunge, and then exhale, release. Hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog, plank pose. Take a pause in plank, lower to the knees, all the way to the earth. Inhale into your wide cobra arms and pull your chest forward, extend your legs back, stretch out through the toes, and exhale, release. Bring it all the way back down, push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, move some energy through the layers of the body. Change the frequencies and tuck the toes, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet all the way together. Sweep your left heel up to the horizon. Take your left knee to your left elbow. Use your core and bring it back up. Left knee to your right elbow and bring it back up. Step your foot between the hands. Take a pause, ground through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, high crescent lunge. Take the hands to the side and hands behind. Find your different clasps back here. Take the non-dominant. Roll the shoulders up and back and take your hands towards the back. Bring your chest forward, open shoulders. And exhale, release the hands and take your arms up towards the sky. One more high crescent lunge. Exhale, release, hands to earth. Step it back, down dog. Come forward to plank pose. Last one. Pull the lower belly in and lower all the way to the floor. And inhale, cobra. Inner shoulder to outer shoulder. And exhale, release, bring it back down. Push back, child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Sink it all the way back. And gently bring yourself all the way back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. Pull the lower belly in and up. Extending from the spine out through all parts of the body. Take your feet to your hands, come up on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, and step or hop to your hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Come all the way up to standing and release the hands. And we are from here gonna take the arms up towards the sky, crescent to the left side, stretching in towards the right side of the waist. You can bend into the knees to have your hips and your ankles stacked above and below each other. Switch to the second side. Bring it all the way up and over. Squeeze the arms around the ears and gently bring it all the way back to the center. Hands to the sides. Bend your knees. Let's take the feet all the way together again. And we'll start from that nice midline place, feeling all four corners of the feet. Take your right ankle over your left knee, standing figure four. You might have a chair to hold on to or a wall or something. You might put your hands on your hips and anchor down from your hips into your standing foot and even into the lifted foot. You might hinge and fold forward and fold forward. You might take hands on blocks. You might take hands on floor. See what works the best for you to get in towards your right outer hip. We're really doing our best to kind of turn and churn energies in the hips. Hips, lower back, crossing the midline. And then from here, we're gonna come up and come into a standing twist. Hands onto your ankle and your knee. Arch your spine all the way in and then take your right elbow to your right foot and take your palms together. Take the hands towards the heart. You can have your gaze down like me today, or you can take your gaze up towards the sky. Pressing your right elbow in towards your right foot. Breathing, feeling all four corners of the standing foot, super anchoring down. And then exhale, release, and take your hands to your hips and come up to standing. Hug your right knee into the chest and send it back down, kind of blasting clear energy through that standing supported leg. Let's come into the second side by first feet together, anchoring down, bend into the knees so that the hips and the ankles are stacked above and below each other. It makes a difference of the balance and the nice placement of the foot, equal standing. Left ankle over your right knee, hands to hips. Stay here or fold forward and turn and churn in towards the left hip area if that's needed. If not, stay upright. Put your hands on a chair, put your hands on blocks. Hinge and fold, and maybe take your hands to the floor or somewhere where it's comfortable for you. Move about into the left hip, maybe just even bending more in towards your right knee and checking out and see how it feels in all the layers. Opening pathways for us to be more grounding when we are having our feet onto the earth and feeling more connected to something bigger, connected to ourselves, connected to those around us. Press the right foot and then take your hands to the ankle and the knee and see how it feels in the different layers. And then take your left elbow to your left foot, twisting and turning, hands together, hands to the heart. So there's a lot of pressing on that top hand to the bottom. Breathing, softening. Gaze can stay down or can stay up. Keeping my gaze down today. Anchoring in towards the right standing foot, all four corners of the foot. Standing figure four twist. Balance, blasting energy through all the lines of the body. And exhale, release, hands down. And from here, hands to knee, ankle, hands to hips. Come back upright, bring your left knee into the chest and then send it all the way back down. Feet together, feel all four corners of your feet. Bring your palms up, full vessel mudra with your gaze up. Squeeze the skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and stay nicely connected. Few more breaths right here. And then exhale, release, hands to the heart. Excellent. Releasing the hands down to the sides. Let's come back to Tadasana at the front of our mat. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And exhale, hinge and fold. Uttanasana, forward fold. Feet can be at a hip distance, feet can be together. As long as it feels really good for your hips, hamstrings, lower back area. Down dog, step your feet back please. Spread your fingers nice and wide. From here, come up onto the toes, bend your knees. We were here earlier. You can grab your mat for more grounding, for more traction if needed, or you can just kind of have your hands and claw those fingertips. Right ankle over the left knee. Figure four, down dog. Bend into the left knee to get some nice deeper layers to move in the right hip area. Strong hands, strong arms, strong shoulders. And then gently switch to the second side. Take your left ankle over your right knee, spread your toes, press your hands, turn your left knee more to the back, lift your seat, hollow the lower belly in and up, and there's more layers to dig into. And then gently take it all the way back. Downward facing dog, please. Come onto your knees, all the way down, tabletop. Take a breath, take a pause, find your center, and then from here we're gonna lift the right leg out to the side and circle. Circle the right hip, 5 laps around, moving energy. And then from there, taking it the second direction and opening it up from the back side. And 2 more laps around. Stabilize the hip by sucking the lower belly in and having a nice firm spine to move from. Second side, take your left leg up to the horizon and move it back and take your circle. Left side, we're on the second side. Moving about 5 laps, one way, and then we'll switch it and do 5 laps the other way. Opening, rotating, flushing energy through the hips. Last one, and take it all the way back down. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step 1 foot between the hands, coming to feet wide apart. Turn the toes slightly in, hands underneath the shoulders. And from here, we'll open up into the spine by bending into the knees and giving ourselves a couple of extensions and flexions of the spine. A couple of cat-cows, and really getting into the hamstrings, to the outer hips, to the spine. We'll do one more full, nice big wave of the spine, and exhale, coming to neutral, come into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from here, take your feet all the way together, please. One-legged down dog to the horizon to start with. I like to come up onto my left toes. I like to have a slight micro bend in my knees, and then from there, from the core, letting my right hip rotate open, and then bending the knee on the top, sinking the left heel down, and getting a nice yummy stretch in towards the calf, hamstring on the left side, and preparing for pigeon pose on the right side. Right leg underneath you for pigeon pose, or lay on your back and bring your knee into your chest. Put blanket, pillows, anything you have to make your seated pigeon feel better for you. You can check back and see that your left leg behind you is straight back, toes are tucked, they're not running away to the side, but that we are on top of the quad on the back leg. And then come all the way down. Forearms, use blocks, stay on the hands, make it comfortable. You can extend your arms forward and wide, take your forehead down and extending fully. We were here the other day. It should feel pretty good to revisit it again. Now from here, we're gonna put the hands by the shoulders and sit back up and lift your left leg around, and coming into our Matsyendrasana, our fish pose twist, when we have both sit bones down onto the floor. So I have my right leg bent under and my left leg over, and ankle to knee, and the right ankle is in towards the left hip. And maybe you're sitting on something, maybe you are having your foot inside your knee instead. Maybe that's your twist. So see what works the best for you. Take the hands to the side and anchor down into the sit bones, and let there be a nice opening rotation in towards the rotators, in towards the IT band, and really into the whole seat. Take your right arm up towards the sky and bring it back down, and switch. And switch again, up and over, and this time take it even a little bit more over to the side, and take it up and over. Excellent. And then from here, we'll take our fingers to the floor, bring the lower belly in, and then take your right hand onto your left knee for your twist. A nice gentle variation of holding the hand around your knee. You could also take the right arm up, bring the ribs in, and then bring your elbow to the outside of the knee, and find a little bit of a kind of a fun dancy hand here. And then you can have your left hand a few inches behind your sacrum. And we can sit right here and twist too, and have a great time twisting ourselves into the midline. You can look over your left shoulder. And then the last, there's a few more variations, but one that you might want to try would be to take your shoulder to your knee and take your arm underneath and find your hands behind you and twist and turn, and get a little bit more of a lift underneath your left IT band, seat, rotators. Anchor down the sit bones towards the floor, breathing, softening, and exhale, release the gaze forward, and release the hands, and cross at your ankles, And take your hands around the yoga mat to have the shoulders in a more forward motion, down dog. Having a nice, good time right here, downward facing dog. Breathing, moving. Take your feet all the way together. Take your hands back to a normal down dog scenario with your fingers spread, second finger forward. Come up on your toes, left leg to the horizon, vacuum suck the belly in, open your left hip as you're securely hug the midline, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Bring your knee down towards your right buttock and then sink your right heel down if it's available. Push your hands down, elongate, lengthen the side body. Take yourself into pigeon on your left side, or simply come onto your back and pull your left knee into the chest. Extend your right leg back. Sit nice and tall. Support yourself with pillows, blankets. Forearms can come to floor, blocks. You can come all the way down and give yourself a nice pause here. But do stay active and do tuck the back toes under. Make sure that your right quad is facing down so that you have your hips facing forward. Long side body, hip to shoulders. Moving the breath through the layers. And gently take the hands back by the shoulders and come upright. And let's take the right leg and swing that around to the outside of the left knee. And then we are going to have to maybe adjust a little bit to sit nice and tall onto the sit bones. I like to take the left foot and tuck it in towards the right hip, and feet, the right foot is flat onto the floor. So we have nice stabilization on the ankle and the knee. Take your hands to the sides and then take your left arm straight up, long side body. And exhale, switch to the second side, bringing it all the way up. And a little bigger wave over to the side. And then gently bringing it up and over, preparing for our Matsyendrasana Lord of the Fish pose, who holds a whole lot of wisdom, a whole lot of layers of new frequencies for us. Want to make sure we keep a nice purified spine. So your left hand can come to your right knee, and this could be your twist. Right here is perfect. You could take your twist and bring your left elbow to the outside of the right knee and twist from there with your right hand by your like a few inches away from your base of the spine. Looking over your right shoulder, sinking sit bones down, sitting nice and tall, twisting and turning from the seat all the way up towards the base of the skull. Now you might take your shoulder by your knee and you might find your hands behind you. Sink the sit bones down, lifting more energy from your shoulders, from your hips, from your chest. Breathing, softening, melting. And gently release. And come back and find downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stepping it all the way back. Pedaling in towards the feet. And let's come back to one foot between the hands and release the twist. Unleash anything that we twisted out. We want to make sure it has a way to go. So we widen the stance a little bit to release energy into our Prasarta Padottanasana. Take the heel of the hands, align with the heel of the feet. Arch the spine in and up and take the top of the head to a block or to the floor. Pull the inner edges of the feet towards the midline. Enjoy a nice forward bend, a nice opening of the hips. Letting the energy and new layers of frequency vibrations come through any layers that felt a little stagnant during the twist. And then gently from there, extend the arms, hands underneath the shoulders. Bring your feet hip widths apart. So a little closer together, take a hand in each and elbow and come into dangling pose with your hands on each side of your elbows and gently swinging side to side, releasing your spine. If you need support, please put your hands on the floor or put your hands underneath or over the knees even. And gently release the hands and come all the way to a seat. And from here, cross at the ankles, come into Siddhasana, come into happy pose, any variant that works for you. Sitting nice and tall on the seat. There should be some nice new vibrant layers to sit and raise from, just kind of all surrounding us all the way around all of our energy layers and from the physical body and out. Sitting nice and tall. You can turn the palms up. Receiving and giving out energy information that is meant just for us. It's like a download straight into the palms. And we'll sit with that for a little while until the energies have kind of settled down around us, settled down in the palm. Be open to new layers of vibrancy that is meant just for us. Bringing the heel of the hands together in front of the heart, thumb and pinky together. And taking your palms right at the base of the heart for Padma Mudra, where we hold all of our heart's desires. They might have risen to the surface. Maybe there is more heart desires that we'll just embody and embrace and let them come up to the surface, and we'll just go through them one by one as our days goes along. Bring our hands together and join our voices in one Om to close our practice. Take a nice big inhale. Thank you so much for joining me for day 16 of our journey in this month of yoga. I highly suggest to lay down for Shavasana any place in your house that is comfortable for you, with maybe a blanket over, and let those twists that we did just kind of sip out to the layers where they need to go. And there was a lot of twisting for the spine. So make sure to drink some extra water. Make sure to rest, and I'll see you tomorrow back on the mat for day 17, where we will go into chair pose a little bit deeper. So we'll have fun with that. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.